Olga.
Kirk! How do you feel?
Not very well, I'm afraid.
You can't stay like this, Kirk. I've got to find some way to get you out of that damn machine.
You'll be putting yourself in danger for nothing, Kid Walker. Even if you find a way to get me out, I'm far too weak to go back to my people. And anyway, I need my mechanical prosthesis to undertake the Great Ostrich Migration.
So what do you want me to do? I'm not gonna leave you in the hands of that crazy Olga.
The best thing, Kate Walker, is for you to go alone. And if you really want to help me, once you are outside, go to Valsembor and try to recover my prosthesis from the craftsman. If you bring it back to me, Dr. Zamiatin will put it on, and I will be able to go back to my tribe.
Can we trust Dr. Zamiatin? I'm not so sure when I see what this clinic is like.
The man has always been a friend to the Youkoles. And I'm sure he'll be able to help you leave the hospital and find the craftsman in Valsembor.
Okay. I promise to come back as soon as I can with your prosthesis, Kirk. Until then, hang in there.
Thank you, Kate Walker. And may the spirits be with you.
Excuse me.
Yes?
I'm looking for Dr. Zamiatin.
He's in his office. You'll find it in the small corridor back there. The first door on your left.
Pretty gloomy clinic. It could do with a bit of human warmth.
It used to be the fortress of the Dukes of Valsembor, the ancient rampart standing against invasions from the east. The inhabitants of Valsembor took refuge here and often escaped the besiegers through mysterious secret passages.
When did it become a clinic?
That was 20 years ago, thanks to Dr. Zamiatin.
Thank you for all that information. I'll be going now.
Maybe you should head on back to your room and wait until they say the funicular is fixed and back in service.
I'll think about it. Goodbye.
Ah, hello, Miss Walker. How very delightful to see you up and about. Even if I really have to admit that I'm a bit surprised. Our dear Dr. Olga painted a far darker picture of your current state of health.
I don't want to say anything bad about someone you seem to appreciate, Dr. Zamiatine, but quite frankly, Dr. Efimova worries me.
Ah, and why is that?
She and her associate, Dr. Mangling, put me through a real interrogation. They're also keeping Kirk, the young Youkole, prisoner, attached to his bed. Not to mention the psychological grip she seems to have on everybody here.
Listen to me, Miss Walker. I know that waking up after a prolonged period in a coma is difficult. In such a context, anxiety attacks are very normal. But please, do not project it onto Dr. Olga. I'm not getting any younger, you know, and running this clinic is a very heavy burden. The last few years, Olga has shown she is capable of assisting me. I have every faith in her.
But
The subject is closed, Miss Walker. Please tell me about that pendant you have around your neck. I must admit I noticed it as soon as you walked in.
it belonged to Oscar, a friend who passed away.
I understand, Miss Walker. I myself have borne the weight of grief for decades now. Wearing a token from someone dear to you is a natural thing.
Dr. Zamiatine, I promised Kirk I'd go to the craftsman in Valsembor and bring back his mechanical prosthesis. The poor boy has been waiting for it for ages, so I'd like to try to speed up the process. Would you tell me how to get there?
Now there's a truly noble initiative, Miss Walker. I asked my clockmaker friend Simon Steiner to manufacture the young Youkole's mechanical prosthetic leg. He's a capable craftsman and ingenious. You'll find him in his workshop, near the Valsembor port. I imagine he must almost be finished with his work by now. He makes amazing things. You'll see.
Can you authorize my release so that I can see Dr. Steiner? Unfortunately, I've been told that the clinic is in lockdown.
You will have to ask Dr. Olga, Miss Walker. She signed the current order to lock our establishment down. She's in charge of giving out the passes. This book should answer any of the questions you may have about our Youkole's friends. Farewell and bon voyage, Miss Walker.
I get the impression that the Youkoles aren't much liked around here.
Indeed. It would seem that most of the inhabitants of Valsembor are now quite hostile towards them. This wasn't the case a while back, you know. When I was young, the migration of the snow ostriches was an event widely welcomed with open arms in Valsembor.
Why the change in attitude?
Our region was actually somewhat devastated 20 years ago. Dramatic events changed the way people viewed the world. The people turned inward on themselves. They are less welcoming. And the fact that the Youkoles have been stuck here, next to Lake Valsembor for several weeks, hasn't helped.
How many ostrich migrations have you seen?
This is the third one. I'm lucky to have seen so many of them. It's a rare spectacle. Believe me, the great herd of ostriches accompanied by the Youkoles, doomed to blindly follow their animals wherever they happen to roam. And they don't care about countries, wars, and borders.
You seem to like the Youkoles, Dr. Zamiatine.
They are a fascinating people, you know, and such astonishing medicine infused with shamanism. Without which, no doubt you would have never arrived in this clinic alive, Miss Walker.
Why did the Youkoles ask you to heal Kirk?
On each of their migrations, the Youkole shamans and I have exchanged medical knowledge. Their trance therapy and materia medica have provided astounding results for my patients affected by psychological afflictions. In exchange, I do what I can to take care of those injured that they can't heal using their traditional medicine. Like, that poor boy who lost his leg.
It's really necessary for me to ask Olga's permission to leave? You're the director of this clinic, after all.
Olga is my right-hand woman. I can't keep her uninvolved in current matters, Miss Walker. She is also currently your doctor. You should really talk with her about it. She isn't as evil as you seem to believe. You'll find her in her office, most probably.
The American is awake. You must hurry, Colonel.
How is she doing?
Fine, apparently. She is docile for the moment. This may not last too much longer, I'm afraid.
And what about the tribe of nomads?
Just like the past 2 years, Lake Valsembor hasn't frozen over, so the herd can't cross the ice. They're stuck here. And also, their young guide is still in our control. If everything goes as planned, soon the Youkoles will have no choice but to go back home. Especially as I have a plan to speed things up.
Fine.
There's also the American detective, Colonel. He should be arriving soon.
Let him meet with Miss Walker if that's what he wants to do. No point alarming him just yet. But when all is said and done, we're the ones who are handling the young woman's case. No American is going to come here and tell us what to do.
What? Where did she go?
Hello, Miss Efimova. I'm here to see you too. Kate Walker, it really is you! What a coincidence. I've been looking for you for weeks.
Mr. Canton, I presume?
Ah, I see that my reputation precedes me. Miss Efimova must have told you I was coming.
No, I just now learned of your existence, Mr. Canton. A while ago, my employer in New York informed me that he was going to stick a detective on my back.
I don't like to boast, but I'm the best detective on the East Coast. Never a problem with me. I've been asked to bring you back home safe and sound, Miss Walker. I should be in Valsembor in a few hours.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Mr. Canton. I'm sure that finding me hasn't been easy.
Oh my God, you have no idea.
I'm afraid this might upset you, but I'm not planning on going back to the United States for the moment, Mr. Canton.
To be honest, you don't really have a choice. The U.S. Justice Department is looking for you, and I even have an international arrest warrant for you, Miss Walker. Who'd have thought?
The feds are looking for me? But what's the charge? I've done nothing wrong.
Embezzlement! Apparently you took off with a contract for the sale of the clockwork toy factory in Vorarlberg. And you took advantage of the seller's senility. You're even suspected of being responsible for the death of one of them, a Mr. Hans Vorarlberg, the last heir authorized to sign contracts with the company you represented. That's not negligible. You know, Miss Walker.
This is completely ridiculous. And as far as I know, you aren't authorized to represent the Justice Department in this country. You're just a detective. So you'll have to put up with it, Mr. Canton. I'm not going back to New York with you. So leave me alone.
Wait, Miss Walker. Please be reasonable.
Goodbye, Mr. Canton. Dr. Zamiatine, excuse me, but I still really need to speak with you.
Of course. What's wrong, Miss Walker?
It's about Olga Efimova.
Miss Walker, I mean...
I promise. I am not making this up. I surprised her in the middle of a discussion with some kind of a policeman, a colonel. They want to keep me here whether I want to stay or not. God only knows why. They also talked about the Youkoles. They have some kind of a plan.
That's enough, Miss Walker. I've heard enough.
Please, Doctor. You have to listen to...
Out of the question. My poor girl, with such a terrible degree of paranoia, I should have you accompanied straight back to your room immediately. You're fortunate that I'm sympathetic towards you. But don't go too far. Please.
charming.
Hurry up.
Yes, Dr. Efimova. I'm doing whatever I can. Get this damn tap open in the end, you'll see. That's it.
Well, that should convince the Youkole scum to strike camp and go back where she came from. Come on, Helmet. Let's not hang about here.
Yes, of course, Dr. Efimova.
Hydrochloric acid. This thing is stuck.